Hey guys, I'm back. I'm going to make another tutorial. It's been heavily requested and I was waiting till I had something interesting to tell you. And I have two new glitches and two old glitches. And the first one is the most simple one. You will need to change the code for this one, also with other ones of course. And this one is basically a new type of invisible ground, which is probably gonna get fixed. I'm not sure of it, but it's probably so fucking annoying that people are gonna fix it. So first, I'm gonna show you some. Now let's pick this background, and you pick a rectangular ground or a different color ground, and let's make them white for the example. And I place the mouse here and place this over here because I can. Now I'll copy the code to documents, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna make this code really long. So I'm gonna put some more F's in there. That's long enough, and this one also. So now you can see that's an invalid color code. Let me click away downloads for a second because I'm not downloading. As you can see, you don't see the grounds anymore, and if you load the map, you have invisible grounds. This is a really simple, non-laggy, without rotational glitches way to make invisible ground. So yeah, that's one thing. Have fun with that. Now I'm going to show you a glitch which is double rotation glitch. I need to find the code for a second because yeah. So be right back. So yeah, I'm back now. Here's the code. This is the rotation, which is important. I'm gonna use the other rotation with the 90-degree one for this example, but I'll show you first what it does. So first, let me place a ground for me to stand on and make a rectangular shape and place it here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the rotation 666 and the mass also 666, because the mass has to be IM and the rotation has to be invalid, which basically causes the ground to have a double row. Fuck, I just exported it. Okay, well that's just fine and dandy. I'll just screw around with that. Okay, so here's the map again. Let me copy the code so I can also show it to you in the tribe house, which is needed, otherwise you won't understand what it does. So first, what you're gonna do is you're gonna make it invalid mass, and you're gonna give this rotation. So I'm gonna add this one and copy the code back. As you can see, it's now long, and that's what I didn't want to have. And I should have switched these around. So let me do that for a second. So as you can now see, it's basically all lowered it. It should just act like a normal invisible, the old invisible ground tactic, like you climb up. And I'll just export it, and you will see what it can do, what this does. So I'm gonna export it, so it's actually good I exported it, but okay. So I think I have lag. I'm gonna room derp for a second so I can connect. Let me go to the tribos. Okay, so now I'm gonna make Lilithil the shaman, the sync actually. Shaman, Lilithil. Make sure the sync is good. And now I'm gonna load this map. As you can see, the ground is now rotated 90 degrees for us. While for the shaman, which I will make myself shaman now, it is not rotated like that. So impure that, and now I'll load it again. So for me, the ground has the invalid rotation again, and for the mice, it's different. Which means you can basically create things which, like for example, you put like lava which touches the shaman on the mice screen, so the shaman turns invisible, or the mice turn invisible because they apparently touch the ground which they don't see, so they don't die, but on my screen they will die. And this is also the way I made the falling grounds, because for the shaman the ground is just standing on other ground, but for the mice there's nothing underneath it, so every time they touch it they activate it and it falls. So this is that glitch, and I'm going to stop bothering my tribe with whatever I'm doing and show you some other glitches which were requested a lot, which also need I am ground again, which is just fine and dandy. But it's the sticky ground. A lot of people don't know how to make ground which mice stick to when they shoot up, for example. So I'm gonna make that. You have to make the ground you stand on. You have to make I am, by the way. So this has to be I am, and also the ground which shoots you up has to be I am as well. Otherwise, you will fall through. I will also show you that for example here, so you see what happens if you forget it. Okay, let me change that into something. So yeah, for the previous thing you have to remember this code. It's 9423000, and then everything you add will rotate it differently for the shaman. But for the mice it will probably be like the difference between it is like exact, nearly exact, so it's not exact. Okay, it's nearly 90 degrees, so you can take that into account. So this is 666, and I'm gonna change it back, which is pretty obvious. And I also need color picker for a second, so I can give you a hint. I'm gonna get the background color. So as you can see, this is now I am ground, and if I stand on here, you can also see another thing. You see that there's a difference between the look of this ground and that ground. Well, simple fix. Duplicate this one, make it not touch everything, and put it on top. Done. So yeah, you can do that. It's simple tricks to make your map look a lot better. Especially it looks a lot better when you use it with earth and grass grounds. So yeah, now I'm gonna activate the glitch, which basically is an IF ground touching a normal ground. So I'm gonna use a rectangle. I'm gonna make the mass 1, and the friction has to be dot, really important. Then also it has to touch grounds, not mice. Well, that's not important because it disappears anyway. So I'm gonna do that. And now the ground has fallen on to this ground over here. I should have turned off Skype. And basically every ground which is normal ground, like here, I'm actually going through this ground here. Bum. And you saw I shot through. But the same will go if you go on top. So yeah, that I was a bit too strong. So what I normally do is you get another IF ground. How long is this? 500. And you put it on top. So, or inside, it doesn't matter. And I think I need to change the speed on this thing a bit. Yeah, I think I need to do that. So let me do that for a second, and I'm gonna make this less strong. So yeah. Now as you can see, I'm stuck to the ground, to the top. Yep. It's very hilarious, and yeah. But you have to take into account that every ground you have to stand on has to be IM. So yeah, that's one thing. Now the second thing is a different way to create your boosters. Like a lot of the chocolate booster, which shoots you up with the IM and stuff, doesn't always work correctly. So there's a way to fix it, but it means you have to make all the ground you stand on IM again, and that can be a bother. But okay, I'll show you first what to do and how to make it look better, of course. So what you have to do is put a piece of water at 0, 0. Done. Oh wait, that's dynamic. That shouldn't have been dynamic. Okay. Now you're done. Everything except I am grounds is a booster now. So everything will shoot you up. It's fairly easy, but you have to make everything infinite mass, and if you forget that, shit will shoot up, and it's usually smart to turn off collision with ground, so if you spawn a box, it won't fuck up the whole map. So yeah, that's all the things up to now. It's the invisible ground, it's the whatever ground. Good luck, and have a nice